yeah, ignite onto the other team. So again, guys, please let me know what you prefer as camera. Would you prefer that I follow somebody? Would you not? I personally kind of prefer having this free cam where you can kind of see everything, but just let me know. I want to adjust to you guys. So Croak jumping in right away, putting a bit of damage here onto the Old Dur. Old Dur having to fall back, and wow, they jump in. Old Dur taking big damage, as Lucy now taking quite a bit of poke here. Here comes, okay, he put out one fireball. He ends up canceling it. I think that's a smart play, so it doesn't get absorbed. As now red team has a little bit of control there, but blue does kill the orb, so it's going to be able to reset themselves, gets the barrier, not able to get the absorb it with his Q there. But Oldur does have his ultimate. Double Petrify coming out. That was a great hit there. As now Croak taking quite a bit of damage. There's some damage into the back. As the ultimate onto Lucy from Oldur, and huge damage. There's the deadly inject. Oh, the Petrify. Holy cow. And there's the M1 EX coming out there as Igniter taken down so quickly. And now Croak going to try to get them back, as both Oldur and Lucy are almost back to full health. Another Petrify coming out as they're setting up the big damage. Oh, another Petrify. Holy cow. Hey, Croak, I hope you weren't hoping to play this game, because you're going to spend a lot of time CC'd apparently. Holy cow. I cannot believe the coordination between these guys. There's the ultimate coming out into Lucy. Will Lucy roll? No, Lucy's just going to absorb it with her barrier. Decides to just absorb it with her barrier, not use the energy, which it wasn't needed. So Troldachi does end up getting that. He does get the same. He got Time Walker, which is the same, and PTX got the same, which I'm actually a little bit surprised on that. I guess she can debuff the Ignite off if she gets Ignite. Searing Flight, movement speed increased. And your next Fireball inflicts Ignite. Okay, I didn't realize that was part of that. Your next Fireball inflicts Ignite. That's good. I'm going to start getting that. And then the Camouflage, which we're not surprised about. A lot of people get that. Blade Flurry strikes deal 4 additional damage after Leap. So I'm a little bit surprised by that one. We'll see. And then gets the Shield, so going a little bit more protection. And then it looks like that they got the same one there. So let's see here. As again, they're able to heal each other up here a little bit. Igniter trying to reposition. Does get his shield that he got, and so it doesn't take too much damage. Trying to jump in there, and the little bit extra damage does land onto Troldachi as he has that. As it looked like the red team got that one. I'm not 100% sure. As a couple energy orbs grabbed by Igniter, Ashka, as Ashka is almost having her ult. The leap in there, not going to do too much damage as he spaces away. The stun coming out and the Petrify ends up hitting onto Troldachi. The Petrify onto Ashka. Ashka now coming back in, using the E to reposition. The ultimate might be coming out here. He's going to be able to get does not get the double ult, just misses Lucy, and Oldur is going to step away as Croak is taking out, and now Ashka sitting there by herself. The EXQ coming out to help space. That was a really good play there by Troldachi. I really like that. He placed the orb in a manner where Ashka couldn't do damage and Lucy could do damage. And you see him doing it again. That EXQ is going to be so strong against Ashka. As the Petrify lands, there's the E combo set up. The Firewall coming up. Firewall needs to be used more, I think, in this matchup. It's against 2 range, and Firewall stops the projectiles of your enemy. It's going to be really important. It's going to help control a lot of the damage. Firewall is going to be huge. He's got to start working in more firewalls, I think. In my opinion, if you guys disagree with me, let me know. But I really believe Firewall has to get worked in here more. So let's see here. What is grabbed? Fireball's traveling through Firewall, turn to Firestorm. I think that's smart because you need to start using that more. And then the Frog Leap heals for 14. I don't love that one because I'm bad at hitting Frog Leaps, but if you're good at hitting Frog Leaps, I think that's really good. And so, again, the same ones are grabbed there from Troldachi and PTX. And I think that one on Lucy is just so strong, lowering their damage. And, she's going to be throwing out a lot of M1s with the double healer comp. So they try to go in on the Lucy, but Lucy's going to use her barrier, and it's going to discourage them from doing too much damage. A little bit extra damage coming out, and what a great flask there to disable the camouflage. Not disable, what is the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word, but good steal there from the Frog Leap, though. Comes over onto Lucy. Ashka going onto Oldur. Here's the ultimate from Oldur. Going to be out of range, though, and the Deadly Inject just missing onto the Ashka. There's the stun. Is going to hit. Will they get some big follow-up here? Nope, not quite yet. Actually, as they switch targets onto Lucy. There's the firewall. I think that's huge. Good. Hitting with those big fireballs, and he's going to be able to steal the orb. Putting some big damage onto Lucy. The ultimate, again, just missing. That was blind, though, so can't be super upset by him. As Croak coming out and gets 3 bolts of his M2. That was really good, getting those 3 bolts. However, Uldur comes in and puts in some big damage. The Ignite back onto Lucy. And again, see that firewall. Not able to do damage. Does some big damage through it. That is so huge and important. And I like that the Croak actually leapt onto the orb there, because that's going to allow him to get some free heals. She's going to have to roll. She rolled a little early, though, so takes the damage from the ultimate, getting taken down very low. And the Petrify, though, is going to stop her. Excuse me, guys, sorry. As Ashka going to have to run away. Lucy, though, is getting so low, but those double heals keeping her up. The Q, oh man, she's taken out as she overextends just a little bit as Ashka. I think Ashka's is Ashka a she? I feel like Ashka's a she. I don't know, maybe Ashka's a he. But Uldur at still full health. That round looked so much better for Cookie Jar. That's just my opinion. I think it looked really good. I think another thing that they're going to have to incorporate here, you know, I focused on the Ashka a little bit. And again, man, mistimes that roll, so it does take the damage. But I think they need to incorporate the Incapacitate from the EXQ from Croak. Croak needs to be incapacitating one, and then they need to blow up another, because they're going to be able to heal through a lot of that damage. So they need to keep disabling. The other thing with that disable, though, is what they might be able to do: incapacitate, stun the one, and then they'll be able to Q onto the other one from Ashka, so they'll double stun. They have to coordinate their damage a little bit more in their CC, in my opinion. And then that firewall, we saw that firewall being used, and again, I think that firewall was a really smart choice to start incorporating that a lot more, because it's basically negating both damage from both of the champions. So here we see the stun coming out. The E is going to hit. He does have, he does have one M1 saved up. That's not going to do too much. As, again, trying to leap in. Uldur going to have to back up. They're really forcing them back into a corner. There's the Petrify, though. A second Petrify onto Ashka as they put damage into Ashka. Ashka going to leap away, grabbing a couple health orbs. As that EXQ coming out from Uldur again, which I think is going to be really strong against. Oh, here's that stun. There's one. Not able to get a second. Oh, just barely misses the second stun. So the Petrify coming out, leaping on, going to try to put, again, pressure onto them, but using the space out is going to be able to use a little bit of space. There's the Incapacitate. However, they weren't able to follow up. And actually, the EXQ coming out to Petrify Lucy, I think that was smart. However, Croak is taking huge damage, trying to get away, is not able to heal up too much, going to be coming around the corner, and we see that Incapacitate again. I think maybe they're listening to the stream here and taking my advice. I feel like Coach Indrid over here as they're listening. But Croak trying to come in does get petrified, and they're going to be setting up here again, I'm quite sure. Nope, they decide to actually go into Ashka. The EXQ coming out from Uldur, again, to zone that Ashka, being able to put pressure on Lucy. As you just see, great team play coming out here from Final Boss. A couple M2s do hit. The ultimate is going to land as he wasn't his incapacitate, not able to get his incapacitate off, but the red team gets the orb. And so a couple small orbs grabbed here to keep Croak a little bit fresher. Then Ashka does have his ultimate, is going to eat that E, gets slowed, the M1, oh, one more M1, maybe would have done it as Croak is slaying, man, sorry, I picked the wrong person to follow, as Croak uses his Toxic Blades, but not going to be able to do enough damage, as I think that was another deadly inject onto his face, as he leaps in, does heal off the orb, but not going to get enough as they clean him up. That's 4 straight rounds, for Team Final Boss. The cookie jar is half full. Well, it's looking like it's getting a little empty here. They're going to have to do something. I just don't think a double heal comp is going to work. Or, I mean, sorry, double damage comp is going to work in the higher tiers of these tournaments. The thing about Battlerite is you're so used to in other games that your job is to really focus down one character, you know, and like kill that one character. But that's not how Battlerite really works. Battlerite is about knowing what skills are available or have been used. It's about knowing who's being protected, you know, not doing damage through shields. Things like that is all so important that you're constantly changing targets, especially since people can't be healed up to max. And so often it's a game of attrition and a game of burst. So I like that firewall again, not able to do damage through that. Here comes the incapacitate. There's one, but the flask immediately takes her out of incapacitate and takes him out of camouflage, so he wasn't even able to do his next stun. There's the double ult coming out, but actually didn't end up doing too much. So they have a huge advantage here, they being Cookie Jar, as they're going to follow up. There's the stun onto it. The red team does get the orb, just misses the incapacitate again as the door leaps away. Ashka trying to follow up, is going to E through. Or maybe it might have been, I think it was the E or space. It just kind of moved funny, so I'm not real sure. But Ashka saving all the energy as there's the ultimate just onto Lucy. But Lucy getting taken down to half now. Heals coming out. But all players are about at half health. Another thing Ashka could do here is use the EX spacebar, which allows her to heal and do quite a bit more damage. But using the firewall, I think, is better. And does get the hit onto Lucy, but the Petrify coming out onto both players is going to allow them to reset up, them being the blue team. As you see the heals coming back out, there's the stun, is going to hit onto Lucy. Lucy waiting patiently as they have the shield. Here comes the damage now onto Lucy. Uldur, though, is going to chase Ashka. Ashka going to dodge, though, and that was very close. Ashka getting taken down dangerously low, trying to dodge the M1s here from Lucy. Jumps back in, though, with the shield, gets the Petrify. However, it's broken right away and is taken out. So here is the tournament life on the back of Croak. Croak gets the double ultimate, though, and good job there by Lucy avoiding the damage, and Uldur just decided to tank it, which he had plenty of health to do. There's the stun coming out, couple M1s, the heals, though, coming out, putting them right back up. Good Petrify into the E, wow, taking so much damage. There's the M1 to follow up and finish off the Croak. And final boss taking another 5 rounds. That's 10 straight rounds that final boss has taken. Oh man, these guys are on